Hi, this is John Blake, and in this short video I'm going to give you the heads up on what you can expect in the upcoming sales scripting webinar. So this is how to predictably increase the sales and levels of influence in your business by introducing powerful quality phraseology and language into the conversations both within your team and to your clients. So in this video I'm going to give you what you can expect in the sales scripting webinar I'll be running on the 29th of November at 9 AM Western Standard Time or 12 PM Eastern Standard Time. So firstly, I wanted to explain to you why in fact I've decided to do this. And it's mainly because of all the things I do, sales scripting is the most powerful tool that has so many applications in your sales and in your marketing. So people think of scripting in terms of what is being said, but scripting can also be used in your written communication, both in emails, on your website, your brochures. Has so many different applications. It can be used to define so many different parts of what you do, and different conversations that we'll talk about. So in most businesses that I speak to, this is essentially what is the typical type situation. Almost nothing is scripted or documented. Okay, so there's almost, if you ask anyone, they'll say, well, do you have a scripted sales process, a documented scripted sales process? The answer to that question in most cases is a big fat no. Okay, so because of that, the owners can't really tell you what their best performers are doing. Okay, so there's no agreement on what represents best practice. So you typically would have, say, half a dozen salespeople. One or two of those salespeople are doing really, really well, and three or four of those salespeople are doing averagely or worse. And the owner or the sales manager can't actually tell you what the good guys are actually doing that separates them from the guys that aren't doing so well. And that's actually not a real good situation at all, because what that means is that your client's experience varies dramatically from sales situation to sales situation, which means that there's no consistency. And when there's no consistency, there's no predictability. So when there's no predictability, it makes the expansion of your business almost impossible. So what this typically looks like is that, say, if you've got a sales team of say 6, you try and increase that sales team, you're not going to get the predictability, and the new guys that come on board aren't going to get success quick enough, which means that they'll leave. So often you see this revolving door situation where you've got a sales team that's largely made up of intuitively proficient salespeople, and then you start to actually try and build that team and hire more, and because there's no system and there's no consistency, they don't get success quick enough, and so they leave and go and join a company that actually does have a better, more predictable sales system. So if expansion is what you want to do, either expanding your existing operation or duplicating your business into other areas, having a documented sales system is crucial. So when you change the conversations in your business, when you make them systematically, you essentially change the outcomes. And this doesn't just apply to sales. So scripting and key phraseology can also be applied to performance management. In fact, in many of the performance management projects that I've been involved with, much of what we do is scripting. We're scripting performance appraisals. We're scripting 5-minute meetings at the start of the day. We're scripting sales meetings. We're scripting one-on-ones. So all of that becomes a part of this whole scripting process, as well as the conversations that happen at every level throughout the whole organization. And when you change the conversations in your business, you change the outcomes, and if you get it right, it can literally transform the culture and the results of your organization. So let me give you an overview of what you'll be learning in this training. So firstly, I'm going to give you the core principles that underpin the best scripts. Right? We're going to talk about the whole idea of scripting. So in fact, it's important that I probably cover off on this now. So some people think when we talk about sales scripting, they think about the person from the Red Cross that calls up at 7 PM at night when you're trying to get the kids to bed, and you can actually tell that they're reading a script, right? Well, that's scripts that have been badly executed. What we're talking about here is the exact same reason why you fall in love with television shows, why you fall in love with movies, and why you fall in love with stage shows. It's because they're scripted, right? But they're scripted in a way, and the way that it's trained with the people who are using the scripts is natural. So it's drilled and trained until it just becomes a natural part of the conversation within the organisation. So that's part of what we'll be talking about when we address the core principles that underpin the best scripts. Then I will give you a list of the types of conversations that you should essentially have scripted in your business. So everything from objection handling to customer service, customer complaints, performance management, referrals, asking for testimonials. All of that can be made way more predictable and way more scalable by having it scripted. I'll give you some templates that you can use to create your own scripts. So how can you can build scripts from the ground up, customized to your particular type of business. I'll also give you some powerful, proven, ready to use straight after you log out scripts that simply work. So scripts that I've used myself, scripts that I've taught to my clients that I have seen proven to get great results over and over and over again. So what this will look like for you is that you will simply be getting my best material on scripting. You will have an opportunity to eliminate psychophobic phraseology from your business forever. So some of you might be thinking, well, what's psychophobic phraseology? Well, what that is essentially a list of words that create fear on a sometimes a conscious, but in most cases a subconscious level with your clients when they are included in the actual conversation. So words like contract, words like buy, words like cost, they all on a subconscious level are fear association words. So words that have a negative connotation with them. And there's a massive list of them. I'll be giving you that list so that you can essentially, when you go back to your particular workplace, you can listen for those words and you can get people to stop using them. And I'll also give you the replacements. So what it is that you should replace those words with so that it's a smoother, more seamless type conversation that your clients are having in your business or that your managers are having with the teams that they look after. I'll also give you formulas to create your own deadly effective sales scripts. So essentially just plugging in your particular product or service into key parts of the business, so how you can create your own. Then I'll give you phraseology to create higher conversions, more referrals, and more importantly, a far superior sales experience for your clients. So what I mean by that is that if somebody has a pleasant sales experience with your business, they are, one, likely to become a better client for the duration of the lifetime within your business. Two, they are way more likely to refer you to other businesses. And if you contrast that to a sales system that is essentially a high pressure, full-on closing at all costs type situation, when the client is dragged kicking and screaming over the closing threshold, they become a negative client. They don't tend to stay very long within your organisation, and the likelihood of them referring business to you is almost nil. So this is a particularly important part of what you should be considering in terms of your actual sales system. So there is an investment for this training, although what I've done makes it an absolute no-brainer for you. And here's how I've set it up so that all of the risk is removed. So what you'll get is 90 minutes of sales cranking script training. So these are proven scripts, things that work for me, things that work for my clients, things that I've seen work over and over and over again. There'll be no theory, it's all just proven practical scripts. You'll be sent out a questionnaire so that I can teach you the exact scripts that you most want in your business. So there'll be a list of areas and you can select the areas that you want me to focus on, and the areas that are the most popular are the areas that I will spend the most time on. So the webinar will be customized on that level. You will get the recordings from the webinar. You'll also get a PDF with some of my best scripts from the Professional Sales Masterclass training. So that was a training where people invested $297. You will get the 24-page PDF that has templates, scripts, and a whole bunch of information that essentially people paid $297 per head to get. And it has not ever been made available anywhere else other than that particular training. So you will get that as part of your investment in this particular webinar. And essentially what you'll invest is $1. Okay, so all you have to do to secure your spot, because there are only a small number of spots that I've got available with GoToMeeting, is invest $1 now and then 96, but only after the end of the training. So you will essentially have $1 processed on your card, and then at the end of the webinar, only then will we actually process the rest of your investment in this particular training. So essentially the way that works is below you'll see a registration form. So I need you to complete that. You will be then sent a link to GoToWebinar. Now, what you'll also need to do is put your first name and your email address in the GoToWebinar as well, and then you're good, right? So for $1, you are then registered, you're in, right? You will then also be sent an email with a link to download the PDF, so you'll get that straight away for $1. You'll attend the webinar, and then only after the webinar is completed will your card be processed for the remainder of your investment, which will be 96. And here's the no risk bit, right? So you can get the PDF, get the training, get access to all the recordings. If in the unlikely event you feel like you haven't gotten some serious ammunition that you can use to seriously increase sales in your organization without sounding all pitchy and weird, just send me an email and I will not process your card. I'll even refund your dollar. I won't ask you any questions. I could have cracked a joke that you didn't particularly think was funny. Not a problem. I will not process your investment. So there is absolutely no risk whatsoever for you to be on this particular training. I really want you to have it. Okay, so all I need you to do now is, as I said, register down below for the webinar. Just complete that form. Like I said, it's $1 down right now, and then the rest will be processed at the end of the actual webinar training on Thursday, the 29th of November at 9 o'clock Perth time and 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you'll be sent a link to the GoToWebinar link to jump on the call. So register in on that, then you'll be sent a reminder prior to the call. You'll be sent the download for the PDF, and then you'll attend the webinar, and only after the webinar has finished will your card be processed. So I'm looking forward to having you on the call, and thank you very much for watching this video. Cheers.